I've seen countless viral Dollar Tree plant hacks all over social media, people claiming you can turn dollar items into miracle tools for your garden. But how many of them actually work? Today, I decided to find out for myself. I went to Dollar Tree, picked up the 10 most viral plant ideas I could find, and put them all to the test in my own garden. Some were absolute game changers, and a few completely shocked me with how effective they were. Welcome to Greenhaven Homes, where we turn affordable finds into lush, thriving plant magic. If you love growing on a budget, experimenting with creative hacks, and making every dollar count in your garden, you're in the right place. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss out on our latest plant-tested DIYs and gardening adventures. Now, let's get started and see which of these viral Dollar Tree plant ideas actually work. Idea number 1 is the Dollar Tree Shower Caddy Vertical Planter. I picked up a simple metal shower caddy from the store, the kind meant to hang in your bathroom, and decided to see if it could work as a wall planter. I lined each basket with coconut fiber to hold in the soil, added potting mix, and planted a mix of herbs, basil, thyme, and mint. Then I hung it on a sunny section of my fence, securing it with 2 hooks. The transformation was instant. What was once an ordinary shower accessory turned into a space-saving, lush wall garden that looked like it belonged in a high-end patio setup. After a few weeks, the results were better than expected. The herbs grew quickly, the airflow between the baskets kept them from staying soggy, and harvesting them became incredibly easy. The metal frame held up perfectly even through rain and humidity, and the whole setup cost just a few dollars. This hack proved that you don't need fancy vertical garden systems sometimes. A simple shower caddy from Dollar Tree can turn any bare wall into a beautiful, productive herb garden. Idea number 2 is using Dollar Tree's plastic colanders as hanging planters. I found a few brightly colored colanders in the kitchen section and thought their built-in drainage holes were perfect for plants. I spray painted them a neutral terracotta shade to match my garden's aesthetic, lined them with coffee filters to prevent soil from spilling out, and filled them with a lightweight potting mix. Then, I added trailing plants like ivy and string of pearls before attaching sturdy twine to the handles and hanging them under my patio roof. The look was charming, like budget-friendly hanging baskets you'd buy for triple the price elsewhere. After a couple of weeks, I was surprised at how well the plants adapted. The drainage worked perfectly, keeping the roots healthy and preventing water buildup. Even after a few heavy rains, the colanders didn't crack or fade. The coffee filters held up well, and the plants continued to trail beautifully. It's a simple, creative, and inexpensive way to add hanging greenery to any space, especially if you're short on garden room or just want to bring some life to your porch or balcony. Idea number 3 is using clear plastic cups as mini greenhouses for seed starting. I grabbed a pack of Dollar Tree's clear party cups and poked small drainage holes at the bottom of each one. Then I filled them with a seed starting mix and planted a few vegetable and flower seeds. To create a greenhouse effect, I placed another cup upside down over each one, sealing the moisture inside. This simple setup trapped humidity perfectly, keeping the soil consistently damp and warm, ideal conditions for sprouting seeds. Within just a few days, I began noticing tiny green shoots pushing through the soil. The clear cups made it easy to monitor both root development and moisture levels without disturbing the seedlings. Once the sprouts were strong enough, I removed the top cups and allowed more airflow. The seedlings grew healthier and sturdier than usual, and because the materials are reusable, I can use this system again and again. It's one of those easy, low-cost hacks that works better than most store-bought seed trays. Idea number 4 is using pool noodles as stem supports. I found a few colorful pool noodles at Dollar Tree and realized they could be perfect for keeping delicate plants upright. I sliced them into rings, about 2 inches thick, then carefully placed them around the base of my young tomato and dahlia plants. The foam rings acted like soft collars, keeping the stems stable while preventing them from bending or snapping in the wind. It was quick, easy, and surprisingly effective. No fancy garden stakes or ties needed. Over the next few weeks, I noticed a big difference in how sturdy the plants became. The pool noodles cushioned the stems and kept them from rubbing against rough supports, which can cause bruising or damage. Even during windy days, the plants stayed perfectly upright. The foam also helped retain moisture at the base, giving a little extra humidity where the plants needed it most. For something that costs barely $1, this hack saved me time, money, and several fragile plants. Idea number 5 is turning Dollar Tree's clear storage boxes into mini greenhouses. I picked up a couple of small, lidded plastic bins, the kind usually used for organizing craft supplies, and filled the bottoms with seed trays. After watering the soil, I misted the inside of the lid and snapped it closed to trap in the humidity. I placed the boxes near a sunny window where they could get plenty of indirect light. Within days, condensation started forming on the lids, creating that perfect warm, moist environment that seedlings love. By the end of the first week, the seeds were sprouting faster than usual. The consistent humidity and warmth helped every seed germinate evenly, producing stronger, healthier seedlings. When the weather outside was unpredictable, this little greenhouse setup kept my plants protected from sudden temperature changes. It's a brilliant, affordable alternative to expensive propagation domes, and because the storage bins are stackable, I can start dozens of plants at once without taking up much space. Idea number 6 is using a Dollar Tree dish rack to organize small pots and gardening tools. I found a simple metal dish rack in the kitchen aisle and thought it could make the perfect mini plant shelf. I placed small terracotta pots in the plate slots, which held them upright and evenly spaced, while the cutlery compartment became a handy spot for plant labels, pruning scissors, and small tools. It instantly turned my cluttered potting table into a neat, organized workspace that looked intentionally designed. After using it for a few weeks, I realized how practical this setup really was. The rack keeps all my smaller plants within reach, making watering and trimming easier. The open design allows for great airflow, helping the soil dry evenly between waterings. Plus, it's lightweight enough to move around wherever I'm working, whether it's the kitchen counter for repotting or the patio for sun exposure. This simple kitchen-to-garden repurpose is one of those hacks that saves space, looks tidy, and keeps every little pot perfectly in its place. Idea number 7 is transforming a Dollar Tree plastic serving tray into a watering station. I picked up one of their large rectangular trays, the kind used for parties, and placed several of my smaller indoor plants on it. When it was time to water, I simply carried the tray to the sink, watered each plant thoroughly, and let the excess drain right into the tray, instead of spilling onto the counter or windowsill. Once the water had drained out, I easily dumped it and wiped the tray clean. It instantly made watering day quicker, neater, and way less stressful. After a few uses, this hack completely changed how I care for my indoor plants. I no longer had to move plants one by one, or deal with messy drips on furniture. The tray also helps me spot overwatering issues right away, since I can see how much drains out of each pot. It's lightweight, easy to clean, and big enough to hold several plants at once. For just $1, it's one of the simplest ways to keep your home clean and your plants healthy at the same time. Idea number 8 is using Dollar Tree's mesh laundry bags as soil sifters. I grabbed one of their fine mesh bags, usually meant for washing delicates, and decided to see how it would handle garden soil. I poured a scoop of potting mix into the bag, held it over a bucket, and gently shook it. The fine mesh allowed the soft, fluffy soil to fall through, while catching larger chunks, roots, and bits of bark. In just a few minutes, I had a batch of perfectly sifted soil ready for seed starting and transplanting delicate seedlings. The results were honestly impressive. The soil came out smoother and lighter than when I used my regular metal sifter, and the bag was much easier to clean afterward. I just rinsed it out, hung it to dry, and it was ready to go again. Because it's flexible and foldable, I can take it anywhere and store it without taking up space. It's one of those unexpected gardening tools that works better than the real thing, and it costs next to nothing. Idea number 9 is using a Dollar Tree plastic tablecloth as a repotting mat. I picked up one of their reusable vinyl tablecloths, the kind you'd normally use for parties, and spread it out over my countertop before starting to repot my houseplants. The smooth surface caught all the spilled soil, fallen leaves, and excess water, keeping everything contained in one easy-to-clean spot. When I was finished, I simply folded the tablecloth in half, funneled the leftover soil back into the bag, and wiped it down. Cleanup took less than a minute, and my workspace stayed spotless. After using it a few times, I realized it's even better than some of the specialized repotting mats I've seen online. The waterproof material protects any surface underneath, it's lightweight, and it folds up neatly for storage. I now keep one tucked under my plant shelf at all times, ready whenever I need to do a quick pot change or tidy up my plants. It's one of those underrated Dollar Tree gems that makes indoor gardening cleaner, easier, and so much more enjoyable. Idea number 10 is using Dollar Tree's silicone ice cube trays for plant propagation. I filled each cube with clean water and placed small cuttings of pothos and coleus inside, making sure the nodes were submerged. The individual compartments kept the cuttings upright and separated, preventing them from tangling or rotting. Because the trays are flexible, it was easy to check root growth and replace the water when needed. The compact size also made it simple to fit on my windowsill, where the cuttings could get bright, indirect light. Within 2 weeks, the results were amazing. Tiny white roots began to appear in nearly every cube. The silicone material made removing each rooted cutting effortless, with no damage to the delicate stems. After a few more days, they were ready to be potted in soil. It's a clean, organized, and surprisingly efficient way to propagate multiple plants at once. For something so inexpensive and simple, this little hack might just be one of the most satisfying and effective propagation methods I've ever tried. And there you have it, 10 viral Dollar Tree plant ideas that truly deliver. Each of these hacks prove that with just a little creativity and a few budget-friendly finds, you can make gardening easier, smarter, and more beautiful. What I loved most was how well these simple tools performed compared to the expensive versions you'd find in garden centers. It goes to show that you don't need to spend a lot to have a thriving garden, you just need the right ideas. These hacks also made me appreciate how much joy there is in experimenting. From turning shower caddies into vertical gardens to using pool noodles as plant protectors, each test showed that gardening is as much about innovation as it is about patience and care. The results speak for themselves: healthy plants, organized spaces, and creative solutions that make every day in the garden a little more rewarding. If you found these ideas helpful, give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments which hack you're excited to try first. Don't forget to subscribe to Greenhaven Homes for more affordable garden tips, Dollar Tree DIYs, and plant-tested experiments every week. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep growing beautifully, one Dollar Tree find at a time.